further ado, we'll get into this interview. I gave him the nickname Kiwi. It's a guy from Australia. Was in Christopher Mitchell's inner circle until recently. Got kicked out by Christopher Mitchell, and you're gonna see why. Pretty much because he ran out of money and bled him dry. But there's also an interesting kick in this interview. You're gonna hear about how Christopher Mitchell was all but kind of well, you'll just have to hear his story, but it was tragic. He got a hold of me last week. Saw my videos too late. I scheduled this interview because it was our time. The zones are way different. So in order to get this interview done, I had to stay up till 3 in the morning, and it lasted a while. And I didn't get to bed till about 4:30 in the morning. So that's why I'm a little burnt out. So without further ado, let's hear this guy's tragic story. You're not going to want to miss any of it. You know, want to listen to it all the way to the end because again, it's just tragic. The guy lost everything. So, and there's many people out there. Without further ado, let's dive right into this interview. All right. So hey everyone, I finally got on board with this guy. We got our schedules crossed and finally can do up the interview. I really feel bad after hearing his story. So we're just gonna acknowledge him. He's from Australia, so we're gonna call him Kiwi if that's okay. His nickname
Yeah,
Kiwi.
that's fine. That's fine, but yeah, no worries, man.
All right. So with that said, by all means, tell us how did you find Christopher Mitchell on YouTube?
Um, much. I came across Christopher's videos. I was just from like I had a couple of friends that started gambling in the casino and that, and they were actually like like guys that I work with. They were actually like making a bit of money, and I've worked at a factory for about 11 years. I'm getting a bit old. My back's starting to give out and that, and kind of looking for like a new kind of way to make money. And I
So
stumbled across on YouTube on
so
Christopher's
you're
videos.
so you're a hard worker basically.
Well, yeah, pretty much, yeah. Like all I was, but I'll tell you a bit about that after. But yeah, like I'm definitely a hard worker. Man. I've worked my whole life. But I pretty much came across Christopher videos on YouTube.
Mm.
And I just thought like, whoa, this guy is like the real deal, Like I seen how much money he makes, and he was making big money every day. I followed a lot of his videos. Unfortunately I didn't come across your videos earlier than that, but it's a bit too late now. But
Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah, yeah.
actually
So you just recently came across my videos, unfortunately, too late. Uh,
well, that's the thing. Like after I started doing my research, when I got kicked out of the Facebook group, and Christopher pretty much just stopped messaging me. Then I knew something was wrong, and I was home, and yeah, like it's a lot's happened, man, since that. Since I've met Christopher, like yeah, my
Now
whole life.
you said you got kicked out recently. That was recently, right? And that's because from what we were talking about that because you pretty much lost almost everything, and we'll go into that. But and because basically how I took it is the well's dry. You have no more money to give. You're actually from what I understood, you're being a disruption in there because you lost everything, and but not through nobody fault but your own um, through
Yeah, well,
through Christopher. So
yeah,
yeah, we'll keep going. But I was just wanting everybody to understand that you just recently got kicked out because we'll get into because you're out of money and we'll go from there. So keep going.
yeah. So like, to pretty much, man, like, I've lost everything because of Christopher. I've lost my wife. Like, I can't see my kids no more. I'm living in a men's. I'm living in a men's refuge share house down here.
Yeah,
I've
that
gone.
God, man.
I had to mortgage my house. Um, and it's just been hell, Like Christopher, like told me. I don't know why I listened to this guy, but I just trusted him, and he told me to. He told me to quit my job and all that. Like before I met Chris, like stuff was good, like I had a beautiful wife that's not with me anymore. She's a primary school teacher, and me, I've worked in the factory my whole life, so we've had I've we're comfy. We've got two kids, one 5-year-old, one 12-year-old. We've got had two $30,000 nice cars. It was with a car loan, but we still had a little bit of money on the side. So
Let
both
me
of our cars have been repossessed,
yeah,
and
let
my
me
house has been repossessed.
let me stop you there. So people don't think you're like some trying to get rich quick uh, person. Um, that you actually requested documents and stuff like you actually did a little bit of proof that and Christopher provided you some bullshit documents or not documents but you know figures that they're all duped up and that kept you going, that kept you interested, that kept you giving them money, that kept you believing in them, right?
Yeah. He showed me some statements. He's showed me bankroll. He's called me up. He's like like messaged me. He's like at one time he was, because I was like a few times I've had to pay him for the one-on-one live coaching, which was a little bit pricey, but a few times he's kind of like, I think that was his way of manipulating me. He's just came in and practically, like acting like a friend. And he's told me he's a millionaire. He's bought like that condo he lives in off,
Mm-hmm.
all the casino and that. And I just thought like, wow, like, this guy is really like, must know what he's doing. And like it's my fault. I'm a sucker for falling for this, but man, I just wish I could take
No,
it all
I
back,
mean,
eh?
no, as we talked before, you can't beat yourself up because he's done it to many other people, and you actually did some due diligence. He showed you the fake money. You obviously learned that it was fake prop money, and the documents were fake. So you can't beat yourself up like we talked about for being a
Yeah.
sucker, because you actually you're one of the very few that actually did do some due diligence before you continued down this path with him, and he just was a like any con man like you see on the TVs, American Greed.
Yeah.
He just he knows how to do it on YouTube. So don't beat yourself up like we talked about. And go
Cool.
ahead, keep
Thanks.
going.
But yeah, like another thing is too, I'm a Christian, and Chris being a Christian,
Yep.
that was kind of like I think a weak spot for me, because I seen that he is a man of the Bible and that. But what I have figured out, that obviously like now he's not in that, but just the little things, they got me suckered in. Like, man, I'm like in the factory working 12 hours every single day like a dog.
Damn.
I work 6 days a week, and this guy, he just like I just seen this, like, man, I want to be like Chris. I want to be like, I've got car loans that have been repossessed now, but I want to own my car outright, like Chris did, with like, that's what he was telling me with the Lexus and that,
Yep.
and everyone in the group, how he just like he just went out and brought 50 grand Lexus, off the casino's back, the house, and I kind of like started like with the documents and showing me like the big bricks of, like the prop money now I see, but him counting it, I kind of got suckered into all the, all that he was showing me. And yeah, the next one thing led to another. And he did tell me like he's a millionaire. And that's my dream my whole life. I've worked my whole life to never even see like half a million, like the mortgage that we got out on our house is $500,000,
Oh
and I've been
Jesus.
paying off for 11 years. So like, yeah, it was kind of like the thing was just like, I don't know what I was thinking, I was like, yeah, like if this guy can do it, I can do it. And but now like, yeah, I've lost everything.
That's so it started. So you bought his Baccarat and the one-on-one coaching. And then
Yeah,
when you went to, we were talking about the casinos, and it just from day one it went downhill on everything he coached you on, taught you. You were losing, and then you kept going back, and then he uh, came up with what I think we talked about, that you paid for another
one-on-one coaching for his new strategy, and that didn't work. You just kept it just wasn't going for you, and actually it was like, man, this is what made me do what I do, is for people like you, is that got burnt, and then people like, why are you so angry? Why do you talk bitter? Because it pisses me off hearing this shit like this, and seeing what I've helped people go through. I've helped, in the gambling industry. It's just awful, man. And now I'm hearing it from you. We're gonna keep going into this so everybody can understand. We've already done a couple of interviews with some victims, but you're the most recent. You're the most actually the most devastating out of the people I've talked to. Again, I only can keep apologizing. So keep going on with your story.
That's fine, man. Like, sorry, I don't mean to cry. It's just that it's
okay. Sorry,
it's
man.
been
Sorry.
I've sent when I've actually pull out my documents and pull out my statements. I've added it up that a total of knowing Chris for 6 months, I've gave him over $12,000, and that's a little over $12,000 because he wanted me to buy the merch off him and that too. So with the Facebook group and
his bullshit
video
millionaire book, you bought the bullshit millionaire book.
Yeah, I brought it, and I tell you, I ripped that thing to pieces, chucked it in the bin. It's just a bunch of crock of shit. I just don't know how it could be so stupid, But now it's just like, cause now I'm on benefit. I've lost my job because my job won't take me back now. It's crazy. I'm literally living in a men's
so
like a refuge, like a share.
Basically, you've suffered severe post-traumatic syndrome, and this has nothing to do with war. Just has something to do with dealing with the Christopher Mitchell. That 12,000. I wanted to get back to that 12,000. That's not something you lost. That's something you actually gave up. Christopher Mitchell pocketed your $12,000, and that doesn't even include all your losses. That's what he pocketed, right?
Yeah, well, all my losses come to about probably a little bit over 50,000 because I had a little bit of money as well. But the thing is, as Christopher just told, I wasn't winning, and I was like, man, I don't get it. I followed Christopher Mitchell's strategies down to the T, and I just couldn't win. And I asked him, I was like, Christopher, why isn't this working? And he told me, yeah, it will work. You just have to martingale, keep doubling the bet, keep doubling the bet. So I keep pressing and doubling my bets, and then after, it's it's literally until the point that I had nothing in the point of in 6 months, and it just comes with that too. I've lost all that, but it's stuff that money can't buy. With my family, the house that I've been, I've actually where the 60 grand came in the first place because I had a couple, I had a bit of play money, a couple grand here and there, but from my work, but I've actually, remortgaged the house, just to take out the 60 to start playing with because Chris said that I need to have the big bankroll or because he carries the big bankroll, and it's crazy. I started lying to my wife. I started lying to my kids. I started lying to where I was going at night when I'm going to the clubs and the casino and that.
Yeah.
My wife she actually caught onto it after a while because at first she didn't catch onto it, and then she actually started, digging through the statements and the bank and that.
Yeah,
and then
you told me she was asking for the money, and then she was demanding that you tell her, and she did her own research. She found out about everything. You begged, you guys went to therapy, I heard, but she just could not forget it. And it's understandable. I mean, you kind of messed up in that way, but at the same time, you were so far behind from what we were saying, and you were just believing him, and that he was he's going to dig you out of this and dig you out of this, and he, from what we talked about before, he was kept selling you, don't give up here, give me a little bit more money, and we can get you out of this hole, we can get your marriage back. You know, we can get you out of the hole with your house. And it just kept getting worse and worse and worse.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I got all the messages on Facebook and that, but like, you know, they're not going to get me my money back. But like, it's just he's like, I don't know, he's just yeah, like he really like just led me on, and like I never won. That was the first time like I haven't even like I never even really won. Like I think on one of his I won a couple bets here and there, but like nothing big, you know, a couple hundred here and there, but I think the martingale bets just yeah, I wished like if I had a time machine, man, shit, I would jump in it. But it's another thing too. Like I don't know, like he's wanted to come to Australia as well at one point.
Yeah. And how'd that? Well, tell everyone how that transpired, because I kind of laughed a little bit. You know, I'm being honest. I kind of laughed. It was almost like I would say shocking, but but please, yeah, tell everyone about this whole, you know, because you live in Australia, and what he proposed, I guess, as you can say, as you said to me.
Yeah, well, pretty much like before I've gone bust, but like pretty practically like after the I was still talking to Christopher like after my wife's moved back to her parents' house and taken the kids and that. So you know I've got an empty house I can barely afford now. That's just a matter of time that the bank is taken back, which is taken back now, and yeah, like I was like,
you're on some type of assistance because of this pandemic, but when that's over, you're pretty much screwed, is what I'm being told. I was told, right?
Oh yeah, no, we don't have no assistance for the pandemic. Just yeah, we just got the usual government benefits, and that's all going to my family anyway. So I'm literally screwed. Like, dude, I can literally afford to buy to pay $100 a week in this share house, and that's I really like can't even afford like food. I can't afford smokes. It was actually the first time I got charged. I got charged by the police the first time ever last week just for stealing groceries from I got caught stealing groceries from the supermarket.
Damn,
my life's come down the drain, man. Like it's like I'm screwed, you know. But
you've told Krista that, and you told him that, you know, more than likely you're not going to be in that house much longer and all that other stuff. And what tell everyone what he said after you tell him
Sorry
all
to
that.
cut that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so Chris actually, when he knew like I was in an empty house, Chris insisted that he wanted to come to Australia without Stacey to come and see me, and I don't know, man. Like it just didn't make sense at the time. I was like, well, why the fuck wouldn't you bring like, you know, Stacey and Chambers? But like Chris said he was gonna come to Australia. Like you know, if I could, he wanted to stay with me, and he wanted to, you know, like help me to build back up the cash and that. But Stacey and the kid, he wasn't bringing them, and I was like, as I said,
you told me that you asked him, you insisted, you know, because you said, I think you were the one that said, well, if you come, you know, maybe we can get my wife back, and you know, but he said something about not bringing. He didn't want to bring Stacey. He didn't want to bring Chambers. Just from what kind of sounds like to me, and I don't want to chuckle, but he was actually kind of wanting to hang out with you one on one. You know.
Yeah. Well, that's like that's what I was thinking, and it just seemed like a bit weird. And I said, I asked him, I said like, why aren't you bringing Stacey and the kid? He said, no, I only want to come hang out with you. And that's when stuff started getting pretty weird between us. And I was like thinking, what the fuck am I doing, man? Like, is this guy like gay? I was starting to think like maybe he wanted to come to Australia, thinking I was gay or something, but that's not the case. It just seemed a bit weird, like why he didn't want to bring.
And then when you finally came across
I was getting spooked out, like what the fuck would you say that, you know?
Yeah, when you came across my channel, my videos, it made all sense, right?
Yeah. Well, that's it. Like as soon as I came across your videos, I've realized that I practically like just started from the top of your channel and worked my way down, and man, I'm shocked. Like I was shocked what I seen. I was shocked that like he actually got caught doing gay porn under the name of Kyle Prescott. I was shocked to see like the scams he's done, all the victims he's hit, and even with even stuff like with the condo that he lives in now. He told me he brought that legitly. I think he said he paid $980K.
Jesus! And then you saw the videos that it was all rented and then you're just like shocked.
Yeah, I was shocked because I was like, man, like you don't even fucking own this. Like, what the fuck? Like, you fucking literally like told me that you bought that, and it's a rental.
Yeah.
Like, and then just like, yeah, I've studied like a lot of your videos, man, and yeah, I'm shocked, man. You know, like honestly, like I would love to. I'll tell you what, man, I'd love to punch him in the face, but
so basically, after you saw my videos and all this, and we were talking about you're almost all but broke, and then he all but guaranteed you to get that money back once again, for sports bets, which you took out another home equity or something like that loan for sports bets, and that was the finale of your complete demise because you started losing on the sports bets.
Yeah, exactly. And that's pretty much what happened, man. Because by the time like I've discovered these videos, I probably had about like $5 to my name, like no petrol in the car, like no food in the fridge, no smokes, nothing like that. And then I just thought like, fuck, like maybe like the sports, like okay, like I'm not doing well in the cards, but the sports will bring me back. Christopher knows the teams and that. But fuck, man, like yeah, it's fucking ridiculous, man. Like, but pretty much like I've already used yeah, like it's a mess, bro. Like fucking.
Now let me ask you a couple times on his sports bets. I'm grabbing something to eat real quick.
Yeah. No.
On the sports bets, there was a couple times where you placed parlay bets, and the weather or something to do with the weather, or guys weren't playing, and and you placed those bets, and the weather screwed you and you lost those bets. You lost thousands of dollars on bets because some of the games got rained out.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah, that's correct. Like, yeah, that's like 100% true. Mainly like there was like a lot of them games was the weather and that. And the thing is too, I know like Aussie sports over here, but I don't know nothing about American sports over there. So I'm just going on by like I'm literally just following the picks to the T. Yeah, and like all of them were duds. Yeah, I'm just so mad at him, like like now, like it just seems like a big joke, but I'm the one that put myself in this situation at the end of the day. But it's just like, man, like, fuck, I can't believe like what I've done to me, my family, like it's like family, friends and that like won't talk to me anymore, I can hardly sleep at night, man, like I'm that like fucking. Yeah, like I've just got trauma. I can't stop thinking of, how bad pretty much Chris has fucked my whole life up, pretty much.
Yeah, it's so painful to hear. It was so painful to talk to you about this and hear about all the demise that you've gone through.
Yeah, well, thanks, man. I just only wish like I found you a lot earlier, because like I would have, if I seen what I've seen, like if I've seen your videos before I've got myself deep in with Chris, yeah, a lot of shit could have been fucking sorted at the end of the day. Like I would have just like, I'd still have my house, I still have my car, and like, my wife will still be, like here, my kids. It, yeah, he's really done like a number on my life. And the thing is, like, you know, he lives so far away, and I don't know if he picked that. He seen me as a weak victim, and he knew that because I'm out of reach, or yeah, it's like just a piece of shit, man. Like
because
like a
you're
really like easy guy.
because you know, you're not familiar with American. You know, you're not familiar with you know, the familiar lifestyle of American. You just believed everything and just went on what he was saying.
Yeah, that's it, pretty much. Like it's just like even with like how I was saying, like there was times where he's called me as a friend, and you know he's walked me around his house, and that's where like he's on a video chat, you know, like walking around the condo, and you know he's pointed like his couch. He's like, see this couch, bro? Like I brought this $5,000. I see this couch. This is like $4,000. See this bed, man? I brought this for like, you know, this is like a $7,000 bed, and I'm just like, man, I was like blown away. I was like, man, I need to like live exactly like this guy. I need to follow. I need him to be my mentor. I need to follow him down to the T. But it was all like it was all a hoax. At the end of the day, it's just a fucking scam. Um, if anything, if anyone's listening, you know, if anyone's thinking of giving him money or, you know, like watching his videos, or just don't do it. Just do yourself a favor and do not fucking do it. Report this guy. Look at I've reported him, you know, like now on every platform, but I really just want to see him burn, you know, like from what he's done to me. I can really never get my life back now, you know.
So
Like
basically,
I've lost everything that I've worked for.
so basically, what I gathered is you've given them around 11, 12 grand. I think we talked about you gave them 11 or 12 grand, and
Yep.
you lost about 60 or 70 grand. And
Yep.
you took out an equity loan on your house, and
Yep.
and you know you lost your wife, your kids,
Yep. Yep.
just all kinds of shit, man. It just sounds it's so devastating.
Yeah, well, yeah, man, like fucking. I'm sorry, man. I'm just. It's it's touchy, you know. Like now, I'm sitting here alone in like in a tiny room, just
Sorry to hear
just
all that, man.
with nothing, you know, with fucking nothing. I got nothing. I don't even have right now. I don't even have $2 in my bank account. Like I've got nothing, man. Like and before I actually seen Chris, I should have. Life was great, you know. I had my work life. I've the guys there, you know, like you know what, like I've worked there for 11 years. Like, you come like family there, you know, like it's just a long time. Like, and that's working with these guys. I've never. I basically like only ever had a couple of sickies a day. I'm the hardest worker, you know. I've always been an honourable family man. Life wasn't too bad apart from my back, which now you know I wish I just started seeing a chiropractor or just going to get looked into it by a doctor or something. It could have been resolved, but I got him. I think just seeing like the way Chris was living, you know, I was like, man, the fuck am I doing in this factory? I could be, you know, rolling like this. Like, cause you got to think. Like, I've woken up every day to work for. I wake up at 4:30 in the morning, and then I drive an hour to work, and I like to get to work at 5:30, even though I start at 6 o'clock in the morning. So I'm a pretty punctual guy, like with that. And I've woken up like, yeah, like every day like that. And some days, you know, you just want to sleep in, you know. And I just see this guy. It's like, man, imagine just being able to fucking sleep in, do whatever you want, like you know, just fucking walk around with your family all day, eating at restaurants, fancy restaurants and stuff. And yeah, man, like it all went to my head. But now, like now, I honestly don't know what to do, bro. Like I'm fucking in one of them situations that I put myself in. I'm hoping after COVID, maybe work opportunities might pick up where I can try apply somewhere else. But at the moment now, with us in the lockdown, it's very, very tight here in Australia. Everything's locked down, so no place is going to hire me at all. No place is open really anyway. So yeah, it's really one of them situations that I suppose I just have to just see what tomorrow brings, I guess.
Yeah, it was. I mean, just talking to you, it was devastating to hear all that.
If my story can change someone's life, like so, it can stop like someone from getting scammed by this man, like yeah, like that'll mean the world to me, you know, because that'll be at least something. Like I'd never ever want to see anyone go through what I've had to go through with this whole scenario. You know, like it's been a mess. Like I've never dealt with anything like, and the way it happened, like it just happened so quick, you know. Like it was like, you know, like yeah, because I was the one like to reach out to Chris, and then after, you know, it just went from there. Like he had me in hook, line, and sinker. Like he's just a fucking. If I'll give him anything, he's a good salesman. Like he can sell you anything. Like, but apart from he can sell you the shirt off his back. But with me, you know, like it's I told him my situation about about my work life, about how my back's starting to give out, stuff like that. And Chris told me, go quit your job. Go tell your boss you quit. You're not going back to work. He told me, I'm not going back to work. And you know what? I said, you know what? That sounds like a good idea to me. So I went and quit my job like that. I went in there and I said, look, I literally gave him my notice, 2-week notice, and I said, that's it. I won't be working anymore. I'm gonna make a career. I'm gonna make a career playing cards. And then eventually, I told my workmates, eventually you will come and you can do it too. And I can hook you up with Christopher, you know? And like, I should have listened to these guys too. Like, you know, these guys I've known for years, and they said, mate, don't do it. Don't do it. You're a great worker here. Just, you know, like, it's not worth it. Like, you end up losing in the end. But I don't know. At that time, I was just so, like, on a high thinking I was going to, you know, be paying the rest of my mortgage off with cash, you know, like paying my house off with cash, paying my credit card. It's fucked up, bro. Like,
so basically,
now, yeah,
so you and your wife are, you guys. So basically, you and your wife are done.
Yep. Yeah, exactly, man. Like she won't talk to me at all. She's changed her phone number.
Wow.
She's blocked me on all social media platforms. She is living at her parents' house, but if I do rock up at her mother's house, which has happened, they've called the cops on me. I can't see my kids, and I've been warned to stay away from my own children because they don't want my. The sad thing is my wife doesn't want now like me to have anything to do with my own children, and it's just like it's gone that far because all the lying and all like, you know, the going behind their backs, and yeah, it's nuts, man, you know. Yeah, it's just like now, like literally the only time I see my kids, like, I look at photos of them, and that's pretty much all I've got now. Like all I've got is just like I'm living in a men's refuge share house, small room. And I've got like, you know, I've got pictures. I've got pictures of my kids and my wife, and then that's it. Like I'm literally lost. I'm living in the past.
That sucks, man.
I tell myself I'm living in the past, like, because I can't deal with living in this day. Like I've nearly tried to kill myself over it. Like I don't know, man. Like a couple of family has started to request that I start going to therapy and see a counselor and that, but I'm just not ready to deal with it. Or you know, I really just, you know, I just can't stop thinking of Chris. You know what he's done. Because at the end of the day, like, what hurt me the most is when, like, Chris saying that stuff that he did want to come to Australia without Stacey, like, was really, really weird. But then after that, where I was kind of questioning that, and that's just where, like, I got kicked out of the Facebook group. I got blocked on all platforms by Chris. I comment on his YouTube videos, even. I don't know if he sees them or he blocks them or whatever, but yeah, like he's broke all links with me. altogether. Like, there's no way I can contact him at all. And the thing is that I see him, you know, still laughing and smiling in his videos and, you know, living that fake life. And it's like, man, I'm struggling here, and he's just laughing it up. Like, he doesn't care what he's done. He has no remorse, this man. Like, he's the devil.
That sucks, man. Fucking, all I can feel for is so bad for you.
No, thanks, man. Look, I'm glad I've met you, you know. I'm glad I can get this story out, because it's all I've got now. You know, I think the day I know that money's not coming back, I can't get my house back. I can't get my cars back. I can't get the money that I've lost back. I can't get the 12K plus that I've sent him back. You know, like, it's, I'm done. I'm done. I've got nothing left.
That sucks.
Like,
man.
I just don't know where to go from here. I've actually started going to started doing Zoom calls with Gambling Anonymous, just to you know, but it's like I can't even really. That's not really working for me, because I can't get into. Within like 10 minutes, I just start bawling my eyes out, crying. You know, and
I just can't believe that that he actually actually all that you've been through and he put you through. He actually wanted to come to Vegas, or he actually wanted to come to Australia and hang out with you, and that's just so weird right there.
Yeah, well, that was the weird thing, like, because I was thinking, like, mate, like, you know, you put me in a bit of a pickle here. Like, you've got me lying to my missus. You've got her walking out with my kids, and you want to come to Australia to hang out with me, to stay in my house, but like, to do what? You know, like, where's this going? You know, that's. And so I started getting sus about it. It was real weird, and you know, like, when I started questioning, like, I said something happened between you and Stacey, and he didn't reply. He didn't tell me if something happened between him and Stacey. He just said they were like, you know, they have their days, and he's arguing with her at the moment. But he was that serious that he was just gonna come straight over. Like, he was gonna start looking into getting his passport, and yeah, he just wanted to come straight over and, like, pretty much, like, come to Sydney and rock up at my doorstep and go from there. And I was like, what the fuck, man? Like,
That sucks, man.
yeah, like, it was weird. Like, it was really weird. Like, but I was thinking, like, if you want to help me and you're a millionaire, like, just give me some of the money back. That, like, you know, because, like, I don't know, like, it's like a no refund policy thing, you know, like, I asked Chris at one point. I was like, can I get, like, with even the baccarat strategy was $2,500. I said, hey Chris, like, do you reckon I can at least get $1,000 back on that, because it's not working out for me? And no, it was all my fault. Like I wasn't doing the bets right, like, because I wasn't doubling them up. I wasn't doing this, and a lot of the bets on the baccarat was consistency. Just bet banker. Keep betting banker. Instead of the odds strong, keep betting on banker. And yeah, like, you know, like, a lot of times a player was coming up and it just didn't add up. And with the martingale, like, I can tell you, like, martingale does not work. Like, I've crushed.
You mean Mitchell Gale now? His new Mitchell Gale.
Yeah, the Mitchell Gale. But yeah, man, he's fucking. I can tell you for a fact, his strategies don't work. He's full of lies. He doesn't care about you. He just cares about the money coming in, because from what I've seen in your videos and everything else, it just looks like he needs that money to pay for, you know, all his bullshit, like, you know, like the car, the house, all that shit.
Now, when you paid him,
it's just like,
it was all he wanted Bitcoin, right?
Yeah, all in Bitcoin, yep.
Nothing to where that you could charge back. It was all he always asked for Bitcoin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's always asked for it always has to be through crypto. He said he only deals through Bitcoin, and that's it. Like, if you want, it's his way or the highway. If you want his help, you want to be rich like him, yeah, you pay him through Bitcoin, or that's it.
That sucks, man.
All the transfers, went through Bitcoin, man.
Well, I really hate to hear that, man. It really sucks that. And I appreciate you taking the time to tell me this, and all I can do is I'm really sorry I'm sorry that went through you, man. I mean, you're out so much money and so much all that shit that you lost, man. I really feel for you.
No worries, man. Like I said, guys, thanks for taking your time to hear my story. And like I said, if anyone's listening out there, just whatever you do, just don't report this guy straight out. Report him on all platforms. Don't give him any money. Don't listen to him. Don't message him. Just stay away from this guy, man. Like, he'll ruin your life like he ruined mine. And I've seen like how he's ruined many others. I've seen a few of the victims he posted as well, but I honestly wish I was like in their shoes, because it didn't seem like they got hit as hard as I've got hit. I feel like I've got hit the hardest. I've lost everything.
Well, again, I thank you for taking the time, and I'm going to get this out there, so hopefully, everyone can see your story and shit like that and hear that, and hopefully we can stop this from happening to others. I'm going to keep going until it's over with from this guy. So.
Yeah, awesome, man. Thanks for your dedication. To keep going at him, man. Like, eventually he's gonna have he's gonna run out of shit to scam. Like, karma's a bitch at the end of the day. Everything goes around, comes back around. So
yeah,
it's just a matter of time that he gets hit with it. But yeah, thanks, man, for having me on.
I appreciate you telling us your story, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, anytime, man. Thanks, man.
All right, have a good one.
You too, man. See you. See ya.
And there you have it, another tragic, unfortunate interview from another Christopher Mitchell victim that lost everything: his wife, his kids, his house, his savings, his cars. Lost everything. Everything. And we all can sit there and say, well, he partially deserved it. But we heard him all say that he asked for some due diligence before he invested and got fake prop money flashed via Skype, Zoom, or whatever, and fake statements and just fake salesmen, and roped him in. And even when this guy was losing everything, what does Christopher Mitchell do? Just give me more money. We can get you out of this. Use my new strategy. All right, we can get you out of this. Loses that. We can get you out of this more using my sports betting picks. Lost it all. And in the midst of all that, whether it was flirting tactics or whatever, the guy was asking to go see him and stay with him by himself without his wife and kid, okay? And he wants to claim that he's not gay or whatever. But why else would he want to go to Australia and stay with this guy? Again, this is the shit that I've been dealing with for 4 years, and all you people, all you motherfuckers, haters out there of mine, don't like what I say or don't like, I get butthurt or whatever. All you motherfuckers can meet me in the street at the same time, and not goddamn one of you motherfuckers would dare say half the shit, not even a quarter of the shit you would say to me on social media, or you post in your Pussies from America thread, or the Double Jackpots, or the Joke Pots, or Jeff Dimes. I'm gonna lay off Jeff Dime because he ain't a bad guy. I'm gonna lay off Double Joke Pot because he's actually a good guy who just got caught up in a little bit of butthurt. All right, but again, this guy cried. This guy cried during the interview. All right, and if I wasn't as strong as I was, it was very touching. It took me a lot to just not get choked up myself. So again, if anyone wants to question why the fuck I do what I've been doing, listen to this tell-all. It's a 4 years old deal. This is one of many, many stories I had heard and dealt with, okay? Not to mention the women that got date raped. Not to mention all the death threats I would put myself through, all right? It's because of people like this is why I do what I do, all right? So with that said, everyone, stay tuned for my next victim. I'm so tired right now. Stay tuned for my next video as far as sports betting goes, and let's keep Kiwi in our hearts and prayers. All right, we may not be able to, get him through this financially, but let's just hope and pray that he seeks peace and can get somewhat of his partial life back that he once had. All right, everyone, have a great weekend. Take care.